абсолютно особисто, ексклюзивно. Дякую. І ми дуже-дуже раді, що ви тут сьогодні з нами, адже це означає, що на період карантину ви довірили нам ваш навчальний процес, ваше навчання онлайн з вашими студентами, і вирішили спробувати платформу MyEnglishLab, за що ми вам надзвичайно вдячні. Особисто я надзвичайно вдячна. Я, як вчитель, який працював з платформою, знаю, яка вона прекрасна і чудова і зручна для вчителя, і мотивуюча для учнів. І мені дуже приємно, що якомога більше вчителів і учнів можуть спробувати зараз використання цієї платформи, особливо в такий непростий час. Тому ще раз вітаю на цій тренінговій сесії. Не скажу, що це прям вебінар, але сьогодні будемо багато говорити саме про платформу, про те, як вам краще нею користуватись, розкажу вам якісь цікаві подробиці, поділюсь певними секретами, тому, сподіваюсь, буде інформативно, цікаво і сподіваюся, що зв'язок буде чудовий. На жаль, сьогодні у нас були різні ситуації на попередніх вебінарах, але сподіваюся, що зараз все буде в порядку. Якщо раптом що, то не соромтесь і пишіть. А поки всі збираються, нагадаю вам, хоча ви, звичайно, знаєте, я думаю, про нашу сторінку Internal Education Online, де ви можете знайти розклад всіх вебінарів на найближчі декілька тижнів. До 30 квітня наразі доступна реєстрація. Скоро відкриється і на наступні тижні. Вже на травень плануємо багато всього. Як завжди, кожен день мінімум по 2 сесії, тому долучайтесь, ми завжди раді вас бачити. Також нагадую, що у нас зараз працює окрема платформа Get і йде окрема сесія саме онлайн-тренінгів, які базуються на підручнику Go-Getter. І це не дуже проста сесія, вона з подарунками в кінці, тому якщо вам цікаво, будь ласка, переходьте за лінком, реєструйтесь, відвідуйте вебінари, відповідайте на запитання, отримуйте підручник в подарунок. Також раптом тут є хтось, хто викладає так само і в початковій школі. Теж нагадую, що у нас є платформа Young Learners, де зібрана купа різних цікавих і корисних матеріалів саме для викладачів початкових класів. І записи вебінарів, і розклад живих вебінарів саме для Primary School, і додаткові матеріали, які ви можете собі завантажити або використовувати онлайн. Тому, знову ж таки, будь ласка, посилання на екрані, долучайтесь, користуйтесь, ми будемо дуже раді, якщо зможемо вам з цим допомогти. І, звичайно, нагадую, що, як завжди, сертифікати за участь у наших онлайн-тренінгах надходять на вашу електронну пошту впродовж тижня. Будь ласка, як завжди, прошу ставити з розумінням, якщо раптом швидко дуже ви не отримуєте сертифікат, багато всього відбувається, розсилка займає трошки часу, тому як мінімум тиждень закладаємо на те, щоб сертифікат так і знайшов свого власника. Якщо у вас пошта Gmail, будь ласка, обов'язково перевіряйте всі підкатегорії, такі як соцмережі, промоакції, адже лист може потрапити туди. І так само він може потрапити в папку спам, тому, будь ласка, перевіряйте всі можливі варіанти. Якщо ж за тиждень все ж таки ви не отримуєте сертифікату, ну ніде нема цього листа, будь ласка, пишіть нам на адресу info@internal.com.ua. І ми будемо знаходити всі загублені сертифікати і будемо намагатись зробити все, аби вони таки знайшли своїх власників. And so, I think it's high time to start. So, once again, I want to thank you a lot for being here today and for trying out MyEnglishLab during this difficult time. I hope that your experience using this platform will be only positive. I know it's not that easy to, get adjusted to this new way of teaching. It takes some time, but I really hope that after this couple of weeks, now you only get, satisfaction and pleasure from using this platform, and you can really see that it is very time efficient and it can help you with lots of different issues. And today I am going to tell you a little bit about some aspects of how MyEnglishLab actually works. And because you have already been using this platform for a couple of weeks now, I will not stop on some points that I think you might have already discovered and used, but instead I'm going to just clear some areas of uncertainty out for you, and again share some tips and hints on how to use the platform to its maximum. And to start with, if we speak about how you were using the platform, if we don't think about, well, you know, the registration process, because it's maybe a little complicated, it takes some time, so let's leave that aside. Let's imagine that you have your account, you have your class and wonderful students that are going to use MyEnglishLab in this group. So every day when you use MyEnglishLab in your everyday working life, what is the first step that you do on the platform? So once you log in, you get to MyEnglishLab. What is the first step? Why are we using MyEnglishLab in general? And I can see lots of people typing at the same time. I'm sure that you are all guessing it correctly. I can see that Nina was actually the first, and you're absolutely right. It is assigning homework. So that's what MyEnglishLab is here for, giving our students homework in this online interactive form. And again, because you have been using it for some time, I'm sure you know how to do it. If you think that some aspects of this process are not that clear for you, then here is the QR code for a video tutorial. So you can screen this QR code right now and just leave this link open somewhere. This is the video tutorial on YouTube. Then you can rewatch after the webinar just to make sure that, well, you are aware of every single detail that is connected with assigning homework. So here's the QR code. If it will be necessary, I will move back to it at the end, so I will show it once again. Plus the link to all the video tutorials will be shared multiple times in the chat box by my wonderful moderator today, Hennady Belous. Thank you, Gena, for assisting me here today. So you will see this link a lot, so you can just click it once, open this tab, leave it there, and then get back to it after the session to see some more videos. So, okay, let's imagine that we've done that, signing homework, the homework is sent. What happens next? What is the second step? What do you think? This question is a little bit tricky because I'm not sure if you are using this function right now. Maybe you have heard about it, but I'm not sure if you do use it currently. So what do you think? What is the second step? Okay, so setting dates and choosing students and the number of attempts, let's imagine that this is all this assigning homework step. What happens after it? Okay, sending a message, Valentina. That's a very good guess, because actually that's kind of what I meant. But I want to show you a great feature that will help you not send an extra message to your students telling them that, hey guys, you've gotten your homework. There is an automatic thing that can help you do that. And this function is called notifications. Tatiana, absolutely correct. We need to notify our students. So why do we actually need to do that if the platform can do it for us? So now I will show you how each of your students can turn on these notifications so that every time they get a new task, or the deadline is coming, or you have graded a writing task, they will get a notification to their email, and they will definitely know that they need to do something. So the first where you need to go is the Settings tab on the right. When you get to this Settings, you can see these three little subsections, and the right one is Notifications. So we go there, and then you can see a number of notification preferences. Then you can turn on and off. But what is very important is the portion of the page that is in this red box right now. So here it is. You have to verify your email in order to get these email notifications. Otherwise, it just simply cannot work that way. So it is important that your students go to this page, click on Verify, and follow the link in the email that they get so that their email is verified. After that, they will be able to get back to this page and actually turn on all these markers, all these notifications. So there are 5 of them, but for your students, I recommend using the first 3 about the new assignment, about when the written assignment has been graded by the teacher, that's by you, and 12 hours before the assignment is due. So these first 3 will probably be the most useful for your students. If you want to, again, have this link somewhere, if you want to share this exact video with your students after the webinar, so you can scan this QR code on this page right now. It will lead your students and yourself to the video tutorial on how to turn on these notifications. So you can watch it once again, you can share it with your students, make sure that all of them have done it. Unfortunately, you cannot do it for them, so there is no way the teacher sets these notifications for students, but you can also set some notifications for yourself. So if you try this out after the webinar, you will see what options there are for you as a teacher. Now, after we've given them the task and they've seen this email about the new assignment that they have, what would be the 3rd step? What do you think? And yes, Irina, these are the videos that are on the internal page. Absolutely correct. These are these videos. So what do you think is the 3rd step? After we give them homework, they see the email, what would be the 3rd step? What should they do next? Or what happens next? Checking the homework. Yes, that's what you do next, absolutely correctly. But if we think about the whole process of how the platform works, well, the next step will actually be our students doing the homework. We don't take part in that process, of course, but still there are some areas I want to highlight today. I will not pay attention again to how exactly they do the exercises, but I want to focus on their interface, on how what this page looks like, because for them it's a little bit different than what you see. So let's speak about doing homework right now. And the most important thing that your students have to remember is that they should only do homework from this assignments tab. So they go to this assignments and events page, and then they can see all the tasks they need to do. And they can all be filtered, so you can see some filters here. So let's go through them to see what's hiding beneath these buttons. The first 2, all and not started, they show the same number right now. These are the new tasks that I have. So it's pretty simple. What about this button, started? What do you think it means? What can they see there? Is there a possibility for students to start the task but not finish the exercise? Do you know? Have you come across it? Yes, there is. You're absolutely correct. Yes, they can save plus their attempts. Absolutely right. So I can see that you are, navigating yourself well enough around this platform. You're absolutely correct. So under this started button, they can find the exercises that they started and then saved. So they clicked save instead of submit and didn't finish the task. Maybe they got interrupted, maybe they had to go somewhere suddenly, but still there is an option and they be here. Plus, the tasks where they only completed one of the several attempts you gave them will also move to this started portion. So you can filter and you can find them using this started button. So well done, you're absolutely correct. Thanks a lot for being so active here today. There is another button. I hope you can see it well. And my video box with my face in it doesn't cover it for you. It's on the top right corner and it says activity history. So can you guess, or do you know, which exact exercises hide there? So what can I see in this activity history? Do you have any ideas? Can you please share in the chat box if you do know what these exercises would be. Okay, yeah, so I see what you mean. So probably this is one of the options. All exercises which they have done, Nadia, you're absolutely right. And terms and grades. Yeah, so in this activity history, it's very easy. They will see all the exercises that they have finished so far. Not, of course, the whole book, if it's like Unit 9, but the most recent ones. Plus, they will also see the overdue tasks or expired tasks. So the ones that have, passed their deadline. Even if they have not done them yet, they will move to this activity history tab if the deadline is over. So it is very important that the exercises, they never get lost, they are always here somewhere. They just need to know where to look for them. So if they still can do these tasks, they will be on this first assignments tab. And if they have done them or they are overdue, they will be in this activity history tab. So they will move, but they will never disappear. So that's how it works for our students. And then, of course, they just click open on the exercise and, well, they do the task. So again, I will not focus on how they do the activity, although I want to stress one thing. What is very important is that they read the instruction very attentively. So some instructions are pretty simple, like this one. Complete the sentences with the words below, and that's it. But in some exercises, instructions will actually tell them how exactly to do the task, like if punctuation is important, if they can or cannot use contractions like isn't, doesn't, and so on. Some tasks do not require any answers at all, or in some other tasks, there might be more than one correct answer in each question. In order to get all the results correctly, they need to read the instructions carefully and then do the activity. So that is very important. And in terms of the buttons here, I just want to show you once again that they do have this save button that allows them to save the activity that they have been doing so far before they finish it and then get back to it later on. And if they click submit, it is sent to be checked either by the platform or by you if it's a writing task. So if they click save, it is not checked. That is very important. If they just save it, you won't see their results. They need to submit the task. Now comes the fun part. So they've done the homework, right? And now what will be the next step is it is something that you have mentioned today several times already. So I'm sure that you know where I'm, leading you to. The next part is your part. Absolutely, Nina, you're absolutely correct. Once again, the first one, that is checking homework and seeing the results. Well done. So this part is a little bit tricky for some teachers. It is not that, very, very easy and simple. It is very useful. There are lots of functions in there. And this will be like the longest probably portion of our today's session because I want to make sure that you know each and every trick and you know how to use them in your working with the platform experience. So there are actually two methods on how you can see the results of your students. They are different. Neither of them is better than the other. So it just depends on how you like to work and which one is easier and more convenient to you. I used to work one way, but now I am leaning more to the other method. So it's absolutely up to you. I will show you both, okay? So the first method is very simple. Just as your students go to the assignments tab when they do homework, you go to assignments tab to check their homework. So you see that your interface of this tab is a little bit different than your students. So I will show you all the functions here, or almost all of them. And I want you to listen and look at the slide and see each button and think about how you can use it if you are using it already, and just, well, hopefully use it in the future. So the first tab we will focus on is the to-do list. So it sounds pretty simple. These are the things that you have to do. Only the doing process is a little bit different depending on the task. So let's start with the bottom one here. The course is called Training Demo. It's just a demo course here based on focus. You can see it was due for the 15th of April, but it says tomorrow, so it's still active here. And you can see that there is this edit button here. So someone has already asked this question. Can someone do the task if it's overdue, or how does it happen? So when you click on edit here, you can change the deadline. You can set the new deadline so that everyone has the ability and possibility to do the task. You can change it for this new task that you've just set. You can see that half of your group has already done it, and you know that some of your students are either traveling or they don't have access to the internet today. So you can immediately change the deadline. You can postpone it a little bit. You can prolong the task so that everyone has a chance to do it. You just click on the calendar. It's very simple, and now everyone can do the activity. So what is important is that there is another button here. It's like a bin. So it means that you delete the task. So yes, you can delete the assignment that you gave to your students, and you can set it once again to everyone. But what is very, very important here is that if you delete the assignment, you, in such a way, delete all the results as well. So if 10 out of 15 of your students have already done this task, if you delete it, you will delete their answers and their marks. They will have to start all over again from scratch. So if you want to just prolong the task, the deadline for some of your students who haven't done it yet, use the edit button, not the delete function. Okay? So this is what happens here with this task. And you can see that there is this button, See Report, and it actually shows you the results, right? So here I have only one student, and I can see he's got an A, 100%. And then on the right, I can see the View button. So if I click on that, I will see his exact answers. Of course, if it's 100%, if it's an A, there's nothing to look at. It's all green, it's all correct. But if there are any mistakes, you can take a look, and you will know like which exact answers this particular student gave. Now, the other thing that will appear on the to-do list is the exact thing that Tatiana is asking about right now, and this is this task. So who is the most attentive in this room tonight? Who can tell me what type of task this is? Why is it different from the bottom task, the Focus 3 task, and how do you know? So this task for 5C homework course is different. You are right, it's a writing task, and Nina is absolutely correct. It is teacher graded. It is the one that the educator, that the teacher has to check. How do you know it? So it does say writing, but well, there are different kinds of writing. They can just write a sentence and the program will check it. So how do you know that you need to check it? Yes, Tatiana, you're absolutely correct. And Natalia is absolutely correct as well. There is this icon that is different. So here, there is this like cap on this icon of the task, which means that it is teacher graded. So you are the one to grade this activity. Absolutely correct. Well done. So when I click on See Report, instead of the results, I will see it's all blank. There are lots of zeros and, just gaps. And it says mark. So you need to mark each of these activities, each of these answers. And here is how it works. So you can see the answer, you can see this paragraph that one of my students just sent me. And then you can see there are these like highlighters, different colored markers. Each of them is responsible for different categories of mistakes. So vocabulary, grammar, punctuation, style, and so on. So you just read through the answer, find mistakes, and then you just color them using the corresponding highlighter. You can leave notes on each of these mistakes about how to correct themselves, or what should have been here, or what would be the better way to say it. Or you can just leave it like this, just color it in different highlighters and put the mark and send the report to your students. So what they will see is the same. They will see their answer colored with different highlighters. So they look at this in addition, right? And they see it's in red. And they know that red is for punctuation. So maybe they remember that there should have been a comma in there, of course. And then if you gave them this chance to do it twice, they will be able to do it the second time, use the second attempt, and try again. So what is important? You check it, put the mark, and click on Submit Report. Once you send this report to the student, they can see it. And remember, they can get a notification about it, about the moment that you check their writing, so that they know they can try again. And only then they will get a chance to do it the second time. So as usual, when they do the task, it should be first graded and then they get the second attempt. If usually the platform checks it, here it's your duty, so this is the teacher graded activity, and they can only do it the second time after you have put them in the mark and they can see this report. So that's how it goes. You check it, submit report, go to the next one, they see it, they do it the second time. So this was this to-do list button, right? So the new tasks that you have just set them and the teacher graded activities. Now let's move on to the other tab that is something very similar to what students have. Here it is called recent activity. Remember, what was this button called for the students? Do you remember who has the best memory here? I always forget what's the difference, like what are the different names, but maybe somebody remembers here. Yes, you're right. So it was activity history for students. For teachers, it's called recent activity. Basically, it's the same. These are the tasks that have passed their deadline. So they've done the task, the deadline has finished, and they move to this recent activity tab. So again, the results never get lost for you. So if you don't see an activity on the to-do list page, go to recent activity, try to find it there. You can change courses, you can search through the courses, so just choose like 10th A, and you can only see their results, but still they will never get lost, they are all here. Plus, once again, you can see here is the edit button, right? So what it helps us do, the same thing that we could do on the to-do list page. So we can click on edit and we can choose the new deadline. So even if the deadline has passed already and the task has been moved to this recent activity page, you can still change the deadline so that everyone can do the task. Again, do not delete the assignments, do not delete the results. They've been working hard. Just change the due date and they will all have a chance to do the activity. If you don't find the results here on this page, recent activity or to-do list, just scroll down and you will see this blue button, this huge blue tab that says View More. So click on it and it will open some more activities. It's just that the screen is this big, it can't show you all the things at the same time. Plus, you can see that this message tells you they save, on this page, they save all the results for 3 months. So even if it happened in March, now you would still be able to find the results here. If it has been September, but now it's April, of course, it will not be here, but it still is somewhere. And this place where it still can be found is this second method on how you can see the results. And I'm sure that you are using it right now, and you know what it looks like, you know how to call what we call it and what it is called in the platform. So in your chat boxes, can you tell me, what is the second method? Where should I go to see all the results for all the activities for each student? Yes, you're absolutely correct. I think Volodymyr was the first. I'm not sure it's, it's moving very, very fast, but you are all absolutely correct. This is the Gradebook page. So when we go to Gradebook, you can see this. You can see the whole group and you can see their results. So now let's stop here just for a moment. When you just open Gradebook, you can see that these are the results, the average for the whole book. So the last attempt in all the activities they've done is this mark. So you can see the number of completed tasks, right? 124 out of 171. So I gave them this amount, they've done this. Here is the general average mark. If you want to look for the results for a unit or subsection of the unit, like 1.2 or 3.4, or one exercise, you just need to look at the left part where you can see all the units, click on them, and go deeper and deeper. So here I have unit 7, 7.2, grammar, exercise 3. So now the results are absolutely different. These are their marks for this particular task. And yes, Marina, it's much more comfortable for some people. I know that there are people who prefer using assignments because they don't need to remember which tasks they've given their students. So here you need to know what you're looking for. So it's up to you. There are two ways. You just choose what is more convenient for you personally. Absolutely right. And you can see, right, so here the results are different. I can see the exact mark. I can see who has submitted the task and who hasn't, and what the marks are. So you can see that my grading system here is from 1 to 12, so just as we use at school. The standard, the default system is from A to F, but it is changeable. So you can change it. There is another video tutorial on how to change the grading system settings. And I will ask Yana if you can please share the link to this particular video on how to change the grades. Yes, thanks a lot. So it's in the chat box right now, the link to the changing grades video. So you try it out. I hope it works for you. If it didn't work, maybe you didn't click on save. It can happen, so make sure that you follow the steps just as they are shown in the video. And now here, again, there is another button that says Common Error Report. So has anyone tried this out yet? Do you know what it is, what it shows you? Okay, so I can see a yes. So what does it show? Do you have any ideas? So those who have tried it out. Okay, so most people haven't. It actually depends on the type of task that you've given to your students, because it will not appear for reading or listening in most cases. It will appear for writing, grammar, vocab, the mistakes and people who made them. Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Nina. I can see that you work in detail with this platform, and I'm very happy to hear that and to see that. So it actually shows you a statistics of mistakes that were made by all your students in this particular task. So you can see here, all the mistakes are listed, what the correct answer should have been and what was the mistake, and the people who made these mistakes. So 2 of my students made the first mistake, another 2 the second one, then it narrows down to just 1 student. So why is it necessary? What can it help you do? Well, actually, this is something that no one will do on their own as a teacher because it will take forever. But you can see which exact questions or which areas were more difficult to your students than the others. So you can see which tasks, which sentences were more difficult, or which area of grammar was not understood. Right, Marina, absolutely. You can see their strong points and the weak points for everyone. And then you can tailor your next lesson. You will know what to focus on. You will know these areas of difficulty that you need to explain once again. Absolutely. So it's very interesting, it's very easy, and it's very, very useful. But there will be sometimes, I'm sure, that you may not agree with the platform. So there might be a situation there when there is an extra space before a comma, or there is no space after a comma, which is a punctuation mistake, or they missed a full stop or a question mark at the end of the sentence, or there just is, like, basically a typo, so they mistyped the word somehow. And you know that, well, they know how to spell this word. It's simply a typo. So what you can do, you can find this button, Accept, under each particular mistake. Yes, it is very sensitive, absolutely. The platform is very sensitive to the mistakes here. But you can click on Accept, and this answer will no longer be counted as the wrong one. For this particular group, for this exercise, this will not be a mistake anymore. So when you click on Accept, all the students that have made this mistake before, they will have a better mark, so their result will go up. So this is how you can personalize it a little bit. And what I love to say is that the platform is very smart, but you as a teacher are smarter, so you will of course see some areas where you can maybe improve the results of your students by using this particular function. So just remember, it's over here, click Accept, and it will work for you. And the last but not the least, here on the same page, the Gradebook page, there is another sub-tab that is called Diagnostics. So do you know what hides in there? Have you tried it? Have you seen what hides on this Diagnostic tab? Okay, so not yet. I absolutely understand why. You have lots of things to do. But some of you have. Yes, it is statistics. There are lots of different graphs in there. Some people like graphs, some people don't, but they are very useful. There are diagrams that will show you how much time each of your students spends on different types of activities, like reading, listening, writing. You can see for which of them it takes more time and who does it very easily and very quickly. And there are lots of other options there, but one graph I do like the most, and it is called Score per Skill. So it actually shows you the progress, the results for your students for each particular skill so far, right? So here you can see vocabulary, speaking, reading, listening, grammar, pronunciation could be there, writing could be there, and the results in percentage. So it is very useful, especially for working with parents, because believe me, I have encountered this situation several times. I'm sure that at least some of you have also heard that from some of the parents sometimes, that, well, we don't think that your mark that you put to my son or my daughter is very objective. So they may feel that you are a little bit biased and you just prefer some other students. You don't like this particular student because they are too talkative or they are misbehaved or something like that. Well, that happened for me several times. And here you can actually print this out. You can save it as PDF. You can give it to each parent on the teacher-parent meeting, and they will see these are the results and they are objective. Absolutely, the system is objective. It has no personal attitude. It has no preferences between students. It is just as it is. So these are the real results, And well, the parents just need, to deal with it, right? They need to see, pay attention to the areas that are more difficult for their children, maybe work with them, help them, pay them some attention. So this is not your fault. This is not something that you've just decided to put them. Here are the real results. And yes, there was a question, can students see the statistics? Absolutely. So the gradebook works for the student the same way as for the teacher, but they only see their own statistics and their own results. So you see the whole group, they just see themselves. So yes, if they show it to parents, then the parents can see it immediately. Maybe they won't, I think they won't, but you can find all the results for each student, print it out, show it to parents, convince them that, well, that's how it goes. That's the real state of events, Yeah, it's very useful, it's very simple, it's all down for you, you don't need to calculate anything, so it's all just here. So basically that is it. That is the usual process of working with MyEnglishLab. You give your students the task, they see it or they get a notification, they do it, and then you check. And well, if you remember the email that you got with the invitation here, and at the very beginning, I also, teased a little bit about telling you some secrets here today. And that is why I'm very glad that you are here. You, the users of MyEnglishLab right now, are here because what I'm going to tell you now has to stay as a secret just, between you and me. Yeah, you're all ears. That's great. So there are some other secret techniques that you may find if you work with MyEnglishLab a little bit deeper, but I will just show you something very simple but very useful for the teacher. And this will be a tip how you can control how exactly your students do the tasks. Because of course, I hope you will agree with me that no matter which new ways of teaching and giving students homework and checking it teachers will ever invent, the same amount of new ways of cheating the students will invent. So for me, it's absolutely clear they can cheat no matter if they are doing the task in the written form, in the online form. So that will last forever. That's the thing that will never change because people never change. Honestly, I used to cheat a lot in school and in the university. I'm not proud of that, but well, that's how it goes. Not everyone is great at everything, obviously. But here in MyEnglishLab, you can actually at least, try to see whether the students are doing the tasks on their own or not. So here is what you can do. When you are on this gradebook page and you have chosen a task like exercise 3 or 4, whichever you're, checking right now, there is this blue arrow just below the name of the task. So now it says 5C, but it should say like exercise 4, and then there is this arrow. When you click on it, it opens this portion with results, and you can see much more here. So you can see exercise 4, and there are more columns. So some of them are the same, the score, the grade, and the status, submitted, not submitted. But there are 2 new columns. The first one says attempts. So you can see how many attempts your students have used. Because you can see here from these results, this is my real group. Some of the students have done it once, got 0, and just moved on to the next task. They didn't even try doing it the second time. So this is a reason to maybe talk to parents or talk to students. It actually shows that they are not motivated at all, so maybe you can do something about it. And what is even more important here is this, time spent on activity. So you can see how much time each of your students spent doing this particular task. And here's the trick. If you know that there is an so-called, A-level student in your group, somebody very smart, somebody with a great level of English, and they spend like 10 minutes doing a reading text, for example, a multiple choice reading or matching or whatever. And then there are other students who are not that great with English, who don't have this high level of English, but they have 100% of correct answers, and they only spend like 45 seconds on the activity. So for me, that's, you know, a sign that something's going wrong here. Maybe they have got the answers before they started doing the task. So this is a trick that you can use. Of course, here again, you can see that the top 2 students, they spent more than 20 minutes doing this activity. So they really tried hard. Or 12 minutes, like Masha, the last student, the bottom one. The others, 4 minutes, and that's it. But what is important here, of course, again, remember, this is a secret. Why? Obviously, you wouldn't want to tell your students that you can see how much time they spent on the task. Because what would happen next? They will open the task, wait for a couple of minutes, then fill in the answers, and then submit it. We don't want that, of course. We want this to be kept to ourselves. This is our trick. This is what we can see. But we won't tell them that we can see it. Well, maybe just talk to the parents, talk to the students in such a way. Well, you're teachers. I'm not, you know, the one to teach you how to do it. I'm sure you're great with, you know, delivering your message to the students, whatever the message is and whatever words you put this message in. It's just important for them to remember and to know that you can see when they're cheating. They won't know how, but maybe it will stop them. Maybe some of them, at least some of them, will think about it before they do it. Of course, there will be people who just cheat all the time, and, well, you cannot do anything with them, but that's not, you know, our actual purpose of trying to persuade them to do the homework. Well, if it's especially like upper secondary school and they don't understand it on their own, by that time, well, there's not that much that I can tell them that will make them suddenly love English and do their homework. So, of course, it will depend on the students. But in general, this is a trick. You can use it. So remember how to find it. This blue arrow below the number of the exercise, and you can see that. So that's basically how MyEnglishLab works. And I'm going to show you once again, this is the web page where all the videos, the video tutorials are placed. It's called Інструкції з використання MyEnglishLab для викладачів, для учнів. There are several parts. So you can find more videos about how to add new students, how to change the dates, how to change grading once again, how to upload your own resources like PDF and Word materials, how to close the tasks for students so they don't do them in advance. There is another thing that you can do. So there are lots of different options. So please follow this QR code on the slide right now and take a look at the videos. Maybe you will find some interesting and useful information for you. So just in a moment, we will come to the question-answer session. But another thing that I want to tell you. Отже, останнє, що я хочу вам сказати, ще раз, надзвичайно величезне вам дякую за те, що ви спробували працювати з MyEnglishLab зараз, під час карантину. Я дуже сподіваюся, що вам цікаво, зручно і подобається. І якщо це так, якщо це правда, то, будь ласка, у нас для вас є така невеличка thank you proposition. Перейдіть на нашу сторінку facebook.com Internal Education. Саме на цій сторінці ви можете залишити пост про ваш досвід використання MyEnglishLab. Якщо вам подобається, якщо подобається вашим учням, будь ласка, залишайте пост і as a thank you gift ми вам подаруємо Ukrainian Study Dictionary. Кожному, хто залишить пост, будь ласка, тільки обов'язково на нашій сторінці, аби ми могли його опублікувати і всі могли побачити, що вам подобається, нам буде дуже приємно, всім іншим буде приємно. Ми з вами обов'язково сконтактуємо після цього і домовимось, як саме ви можете отримати свій подаруночок. Дякую всім, що були сьогодні тут зі мною. Я бачила, бо було дуже багато питань. Я дуже надзвичайно дякую Геннадію за те, що він допомагає мені в цій нелегкій справі сьогодні, адже розуміємо, що ця тема дуже важлива, дуже актуальна для вас. Я сподіваюся, що на більшість ми змогли відповісти наразі, але у нас є ще хвилинок 10, в принципі, якщо є хтось, у кого залишились питання, будь ласка, задавайте, ми будемо тут, будемо намагатись відповідати. Я зараз ще проскролю трошки чат-бокс, можливо, якісь питання залишились, і ми ще не встигли на них відповісти, але, будь ласка, задавайте. What about pages which not only have exercise, but also rules? Так, звичайно, є вправи, в яких є правила, граматичні завдання. Коли вони відкривають це завдання, у них в правому куточку є така лампочка, значок лампочки. Якщо вони на нього натиснуть, вони бачать правила. Ті правила, які необхідні, аби зробити це завдання. Тому воно все є в одному місці. Ще раз всім дякую, що були зі мною. Сподіваюсь, було корисно, сподіваюсь, було цікаво. Будь ласка, долучайтесь до наступних наших вебінарів. Будемо дуже раді. About verification. Отже, ще раз покажу ось цей лінк, якщо вам зручно, зісканувати QR-код. Там буде відео, як саме підтвердити електронну пошту, аби налаштувати оці повідомлення. Так, Ірино, абсолютно вірно. MyEnglishLab повністю дублює те, що є в воркбуці. Якщо ви купуєте підручник з MyEnglishLab, воркбук вам не потрібен. В MyEnglishLab будуть всі вправи, які є в воркбуці, плюс інколи ще багато додаткових завдань. Дуже часто MyEnglishLab – це більше, ніж просто зошит. Це, по-перше, завдання до відео, додаткові в таких підручниках, як Go-Getter, Wider World. Це просто додаткові завдання, більше 100 додаткових завдань в новому виданні Фокуса, в HighNote, в бізнес-партнері їх декілька сотень. Тому, якщо вам це цікаво, будь ласка, MyEnglishLab – це прекрасний варіант. Замість робочого зошита всі ті самі завдання, плюс ще багато всього цікавого. Так, це воркбук і навіть більше. Абсолютно точно. Звичайно, ви можете придбати лише Student's Book окремо, але Student's Book просто Student's Book і Student's Book з кодом до MyEnglishLab – це дві різні книжки. Якщо ви хочете, аби у вас був електронний робочий зошит, ви маєте обов'язково це вказати менеджеру чи shop assistant, в кого ви купуєте цей підручник, що ви хочете версію з MyEnglishLab, і тоді я зараз вам навіть покажу. Тоді всередині обкладинки, отак, у вас має бути код, який учні стирають і використовують, аби зареєструватись з MyEnglishLab. Отак це працює. Наразі було питання, скільки стоїть учебник з MyEnglishLab. Наразі, на даний момент, комплекти підручників з MyEnglishLab або з паперовим воркбуком коштують однаково. Тобто немає різниці. Воно не дорожче, ніж звичайний підручник. В деяких випадках може бути навіть дешевше. Тому дізнавайтесь про все у вашого менеджера або телефонуйте в шоурум, вам нададуть всю необхідну інформацію. Don't have a button that shows common mistakes. Тетяна Павлова. Питання дуже правильне. Ця кнопочка, ця функція з'являється не для всіх вправ. Вона буде тільки там, де, по-перше, є багато варіантів помилок, тобто відкриті вправи, де учні самостійно вписують. Якщо це завдання 50 на 50, наприклад, true-false, воно не буде враховувати, хто скільки разів натиснув true, а хто скільки разів вибрав false. Або, наприклад, якщо їм треба 5 слів підставити під картинки, так само воно не може зробити статистику, хто скільки разів помилково вибрав не те слово. Проте всі відкриті завдання, де вони вдруковують відповіді самостійно, майже до всіх цих завдань буде кнопочка Common Error Report. Це не залежить від ваших налаштувань, це залежить від самої вправи. Так, завдання, які ви, декілька людей питали, ті, які підвантажуєте ви самостійно, ви самостійно мусите і перевіряти. Тобто програма не може перевірити те, що в неї не запрограмовано. Ви можете використовувати її просто як платформу, де дітям буде швидко і зручно ці завдання отримати. Ви їх підвантажуєте, вони їх скачують на комп'ютер або на телефон і далі роблять у тому вигляді, якому ви їх попросили це зробити. Або в електронному, або в зошиті, якщо це звичайний робочий процес. Але, на жаль, платформа не може перевірити додаткові завдання, які ви туди додаєте. Скільки діє код? Світлана Орлова питає, дуже правильне питання. Код для вчителя діє 3 роки. Тобто від моменту, як ви придбали Teacher's Book з кодом, або ми надали вам доступ вчительський, код для вчителя діє 3 роки. Код для студентів діє 2 роки, оскільки ми розуміємо, що не всі школи, не всі спеціалізовані, не спеціалізовані, не всі завжди беруть підручник рік в рік. Дуже часто буває, що беруть на 1,5 роки, або просто не встигають пройти і потім продовжують. Учнівський код діє 2 роки, а отже, навіть якщо ви будете користуватись книжкою довше, ніж рік, все одно у учнів буде доступ до MyEnglishLab, вони зможуть спокійно виконувати домашні завдання. Тому вчительські 3 роки, учнівські 2 роки. Тетяно, на Фейсбуці, на нашій сторінці Facebook, facebook.com/internaleducation, або просто в Фейсбуці шукайте Internal Education, або якщо ви підписані, я сподіваюся, що ви підписані, тоді у ваших liked pages можете знайти, і там у вас одразу по центру буде create post, бачите, там моя фотографія, write a post, ви прямо там пишете, публікуєте, ми його бачимо і публікуємо для всіх. Письмове завдання, Світлана питає, письмове завдання оцінюється в той максимум, який ви обираєте. Коли, у мене зараз, на жаль, немає навіть скріна це показати, проте, коли ви задаєте завдання, де є teacher graded, на третьому цьому step, пам'ятаєте, step 1 обираємо студентів, step 2 обираємо deadline, step 3 це там, де купа різних налаштувань. Справа у вас буде Teacher Graded Exercise і Maximum Score. У мене там стоїть 10 зазвичай, але ви можете його кожного разу змінювати або один раз змінити, і він так і буде залишатись надалі. І коли ви тоді оцінюєте, ви ставите вже свою оцінку з того максимум, який ви одразу, коли задавали завдання, проставили. І учень так і буде бачити, що в нього там 10 з 12. Це можна зробити, це треба зробити на етапі, коли ви задаєте завдання. Угу. Вам як вчителю, Юлія, дивіться, 3 роки, якщо ви продовжуєте, так, Гена, дякую, якщо ви продовжуєте працювати з підручником, ми вам продовжуємо цей код. Тобто вам не треба купувати новий тічер тільки для того, щоб продовжувати працювати з MyEnglishLab. Ми цей код продовжимо вам від себе, ну, тобто від Пірсу, автоматично. Оцінки видно і учню, і вчителю, і на дуже гарне питання. Оцінки учень бачить на вкладці Gradebook в щоденнику. Коли він тільки закінчує виконувати вправу і програма перевіряє, він бачить тільки відсоток. Воно пише там 75%, 6 з 8, наприклад. Саму оцінку він там не бачить, але якщо він перейде в Gradebook, в щоденник, там він буде бачити всі оцінки, так як виставляє система, або за 12-бальною, або AF, так як ви її налаштували. Тетяна, питання щодо sequence of students. Ні, на жаль, коли вже група створена, вона автоматично або створюється в алфавітному порядку, або в тому порядку, в якому заповнювався оцей batch registration, якщо ви реєстрували їх бетчем. Змінити порядок неможливо. Оцінка виставляється, звичайно, Ольга, за кожну конкретну вправу, ви можете переглянути, а також за підсекцію, наприклад, як ось тут зараз я повернусь до цього слайду ще раз. Ви бачите, зараз у мене відкрита 7.2 Exercise 3, але якщо я просто виберу 7.2, воно порахує саме за цей підрозділ. Воно не може, на жаль, порахувати саме за завдання, яке ви задали. Тобто, якщо ви задали з 8 вправ 6, ви можете побачити кожну з 6, або середню за всі зараз зроблені 6. Проте, коли вони дороблять ще 2, оцінка середня зміниться, і вона буде за всі 8. Тобто за 2 окремо не можна. Так, Ганно, абсолютно всі результати, навіть якщо дедлайн закінчився, всі результати зберігаються ось тут, на вкладці Gradebook, в щоденнику. Ось тут завжди є всі результати за всі абсолютно вправи. Це можна знайти і учень, і вчитель. Так, Наталія, питання стосовно коду. Так, це трошки складне питання, тому що, на жаль, сам окремо від підручника код до MyEnglishLab не продається. Ось, тобто ви маєте купувати Students Book, в якому є код. Оцей унікальний, який в нього вдрукований, який можна використати лише один раз. Окремо код не продається. Марино, так, абсолютно вірно, можна завантажити їх результати, цей Gradebook, на комп'ютер. Зараз на екрані ви бачите внизу справа велика синя кнопка Export Multiple Gradebooks, це можна всі одразу, або над ним Export Gradebook for Excel, ви можете завантажити його в Excel на комп'ютер, і тоді ви просто гортаєте між сторінками в Excel і бачите всі результати. Не впевнена, чесно, що це буде набагато зручніше, ніж просто дивитись тут і переносити оцінки звідси. Тому що сам оцей Excel-файл, він буде великий, там буде багато сторінок. Можливо, вам буде не дуже зручно в ньому орієнтуватись, зручніше буде просто прямо тут на платформі бачити і переставляти в журнал. Будь ласка. Так. Ну, мені здається, середній бал за усі завдання, це я вже говорила, призначені за один раз, так, це, на жаль, не можна побачити. Тобто або вправа, або підсекція, або юніт, або вся книжка. Одне завдання, на жаль, такої функції поки що немає. Ні, Ольго, якщо термін закінчився і ви його не продовжили, зробити це завдання не можна. Так, дякую, Янка. Так, я бачу, що нас стає все менше і менше. Сподіваюся, що ми відповідаємо на питання і на даний момент питань більше немає. Звичайно, ви знаєте, якщо у вас будуть виникати питання, ви можете їх задавати на телефон техпідтримки або на пошту техпідтримки. Ви можете її знайти на цій самій сторінці. Інструкції з використання MyEnglishLab. Трошки нижче є телефон і імейл. Будь ласка, пишіть, дзвоніть, і ми обов'язково допоможемо з усіма проблемами. Дякую вам, що були зі мною. Годинку ми вже тут просиділи. Я думаю, що вже час всім прощатись. Дуже-дуже дякую, що ви працюєте з нами. Сподіваюсь, що вам зручно, вам приємно. Ми зі своєї сторони намагаємось зробити все, аби вам було зручно. І бажаємо вам, я вам бажаю гарного вечора. І вже, оскільки четвер, то й наперед гарних вам вихідних. Дякую, що були зі мною. До побачення.